So I'm answering some more questions today. Make sure that you're good. Are you good? Are you good? Okay, you're good. Check this. We're talking about challenges and rewards. Challenges and rewards. And the question that came in was, what have been some of the most significant challenges you faced in this venture of starting your own cleaning company? Man, okay, so over the years, okay, I'm a people's person. If you haven't gotten that already, I am a people's person, and I have encountered one of the biggest challenges was this, and it happened early in the process of having a team. All right, so one of my contractors, my subs, they had a whole host of employees, right? This is before I had full employees. And I would always come around and talk to them and say hello and greet them and high five them and do my thing. And I would notice that some of the team members, they were looking exhausted. And not just exhausted, but like bloodshot red eyes, veins popping out of their temple when I would show up. And I found that strange. So I would ask questions. Hey, you okay? Like, how you doing? They'd be like, They would answer very short. I'm like, yo, I've been cool with everybody. Like, why did I answer me so short? So I kept inquiring, and we didn't get a clear answer. So I went to the owner, and I asked him. I said, yo, is the team okay? Are your people okay? And the person would say, yeah, they're doing fine. They're doing fine. I'm like, yo, listen, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. They never really took me up on that. So I kept asking and inquiring, and nobody wanted to talk. It felt weird. So I told the owner of the company, I said, listen, man, take care of your people, okay? I started this company to take care of people, and I'm going to encourage you to take care of your people. And I kept pushing them because I just didn't feel as though they were taking care of their people. And one day, well, matter of fact, one night, one weekend, it was a Sunday night, I went out and I worked alongside the subs, the team, because there was work that needed to be done and they didn't have enough people. So I went out and I worked. And I got home like 3 a.m. And then I got up at 6 and went into my office. No, I got up at 6 and went into the office. And when I went in, there was a bag, a Christmas bag, like a gift bag on my desk. And inside that bag had all the keys to all of my accounts that the sub was doing. All of the keys. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? Grabbed the bag. There was a note of gratitude stating that they were no longer going to work with me, and here are all the keys to my accounts. Of course, as soon as I check my email, I'm seeing emails coming in from my clients, and they're like, Garen, what's going on? The team wasn't here this weekend. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? Checking out my email, checking out. And I'm like, yo. So I started getting on the phone. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Please just give me a moment. I appreciate it. And I found out that the sub quit and actually told some of their employees to not clean. And they were like, no, we will clean because this is our job. And then furthermore, they fired most of those employees. Like that Monday, told them they no longer had a job. I was freaking out in my head. I called up a couple friends, very few, and I told them the situation. They're like, okay, Garen, no worries, man. Let's figure it out. I'm like, no worries. Like, yo, I don't have a team, right? I'm like, Garen, we'll figure it out. Of course, these are people who were in different stages of their career, had gone through similar things already, so they were like, we'll figure it out. I stayed composed and kept making calls. I had to spend I had to spend over $10,000 that Monday to get new equipment, new tools, all of that. My suppliers, my vendors, they were willing to stay open longer because they were willing to work with me to get all the tools I needed. And when I showed up to the account, one of our larger accounts, to clean, there were like 19 people standing out there. And they were like, yo, if you will hire us, we'll work for you. And that's how I got my first set of employees. Just like that. And I'm like, okay. I was still in a suit and slacks. I took off my jacket, put it down, and I'm like, yo, where do you guys need me to go? And they're like, you're the boss. You tell us. And I'm like, You're the boss. Where do you need me to go? And they were like, if you would take this backpack vacuum and go up on the 5th floor and just start vacuuming. I'm like, done. Put on a vacuum, went up there, and I started busting it out, sweating, going at it. But at that very moment, it wasn't about ego. It wasn't about who's the boss. No, it was like, yo, I'm like just like you. Like, what do you need me to do? Like, you know the building. You know what needs to, like, what do you need me to do? I'll do it. And taking those kind of steps from the very beginning of having a team, they saw that I was there for them, right? And for years after, the team showed up and I showed up. And together we did some amazing things in taking care of our clients. But it was a moment that required a display of humanity, right? And humbleness, right? Yo, I couldn't figure this thing out on my own. And I recognized that early. And I was in no shape, no position to demand anything of anyone except saying thank you. So that was one of the man, I'm happy for that moment. I'm happy that I was depositing goodwill into that bucket before I needed it. So that at that time, everybody showed up. Everybody showed up. About the owner of that company, I have since forgiven that person. I've bumped into them several times, and I have kept focused. In the beginning, it was tough, but I grew to realize that they were making a decision for themselves in that moment, and I was not gonna touch that, man. So I've been happy since and have been thankful since as a result of their decision, and life has been different. But that's one of the most challenging things that has happened.